Get in, nerds. We're playing Victoria 3. We are still putting down some revolts. I'm going to slowly start demobilizing armies, beginning with the army of Ireland. This is because I need to get these armies demobilized, but I don't want to get caught out. We'll demobilize the home army as well. And we have given China back our treaty port over here at the Heavenly Kingdom, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Relations with Austria-Hungary are not great. They're rivaling us, but I don't desire to be rivals with them. Relations with France are very bad. Yeah, our relations kind of all across Europe are pretty rough. We're doing better with Scandinavia. Spain is still neutral. I think we might. They came after me though. I wanna cut them down a little bit. We're gonna move India back to Ceylon, Sri Lanka rather. Actually, set all of my United States is going to war with Mexico. Mexico, you stood against me in the last war. I'm not gonna mess with that right now. Continent of opportunity. Colonists moving to Uganda hope to build a new life if Great Britain's new African territories are struggling to survive in the unfamiliar environment. If it was only the temperature and the weather, we would manage. It was not also the fauna, the flora, and the soil which were solely alien to our customs. We knew we would be on the frontier of a new chapter in British history, but if that is to be anything more than a footnote, then the assistance we've received thus far is woefully lacking. The colonial administration should assist them. This just costs 10 bureaucracy. I'm not worried about that whatsoever. Botswana has finished colonizing, and that means only Kasanje is left. Nice. Are naval invading here? 0% landing progress. I think we're still working on that. Oh, right. These armies are not on advance. That's why they're not pressing forward. Alright, and here's our army. Our fleet arrived. We are landing. And that should be a success. And then we have success over here, it's looking like. Perfect. Alright, and that's the end of that. And as our finances improve, we're going to slowly continue demobilizing armies. Portugal backs down against Great Ship. Army of Australia, why don't you go to Australia? Or at least nearby. Petite Bourgeoisie Petition Government. Representing its constituents, the Petite Bourgeoisie, Lionel Plato Bouverie has issued a formal petition to the British government to pass censorship. One last matter for the day, sir. Members of your constituency arrived this morning. They're asking rather loudly and insistently if you would meet them about this new legislation. Is that it? Goodness, you seem as if you've seen a ghost. I'm sure we can spare the last hour's delight for them, can't I? I believe so, sir. They weren't taking no for an answer. We'll see what we can do. Okay, so the Petite Bourgeois want censorship. I am inclined to give it to them. If the people demand censorship, who are we to oppose their will? Alright. Army of India. Mobilize. household division will demobilize. And that's improved our finances somewhat. So how's our market doing? Cars are obviously hyper expensive still. Steamers are quite expensive. And silk. Can't get much silk except from Japan. So let's see what we can do about that. We currently do have some silk plantations. Let's mechanize those. That was an automatic irrigation. So if we automatically irrigate our other plantations, is that going to make them more productive? I think so. Yes, it is helping. Especially the opium plantations. We'll just go all the way with this. Perfect. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize I'd never mechanized our logging in the home country. Revolutionary Ionian diplomatic play. I don't think that chainsaws are generally very effective overall in Vicky 3. So this is going to save us a lot of labor. Alright. Should be good. I suppose we can electrify the sawmills as well, but we'll work on that in a little bit. I'll make sure I keep visibility to what our electricity levels look like. Book burnings. Members of the Anglican Church have organized book burnings of material deemed anti-British. This is normalizing support for the censorship law. Books are the fangs of the poisonous snake of propaganda, spreading their lies through the bloodstream of society. Burning them is one very effective way of blunting those fangs. This is excellent. Reduced innovation. Don't like that. What if we organize state-run book burnings? 75% chance of a backlash. 75% chance of much more enactment success chance. 10% chance of backlash. I'm just going to go with the first one. And that's going to cut into our innovation, but hopefully it won't be that big of a deal. Alright, we're only in one war now. And all of our other armies are finished demobilizing, so we'll just go ahead and finish demobilizing our larger armies And then we'll leave the Army of the Mediterranean, the Army of Canada, and the Army of Australia in case we get into another small war somewhere else. We fully occupied the East Indian Proletarian Revolt at this point, correct? Not completely. Oh, they've got some territory that's not invaded yet. Let's go ahead and invade it with the Army of Australia. Get that swiftly sorted out. So, current infamy is at 11.8, which is pretty high, but not ridiculous. I don't know how Luxembourg got free of us, but they won't be for long. Discovered in Eastern New Guinea. Corrects this trend. Let's see. We're going to go to rail transit for all of our plantations in the West Indies, because those areas are also super duper well on the way there. Armenian mass migration. Discord within the intelligentsia. An influential faction within the intelligentsia has grown frustrated with their co-members' neutrality on the topic of censorship. Themselves in favor of the law, they've now resolved to form a separate political faction intent on passing it. How can you all stand idly by and watch the world pass before your eyes? Have you no sense of honor, of duty to your fellow man? I say nay to such lack of ambition, and I dare say I am not alone in this. With their support, the bill shall pass. This is just an acting chance where the petite bourgeoisie extending an open hand to these mavericks. Less than acting chance, stronger petite bourgeoisie. I'm going to go with the second one. Let's see. Something going on in Paraguay. For the sugar plantations, I did indeed. Alright. I think I've really dramatically increased the cost of engines in the Empire, but that's just a boon for the motor industries. The more we can produce, the better. War with the Ionian Islands, very good. This naval invasion is still in progress. So we'll go ahead and grab another army. We'll grab the Army of the Mediterranean to invade the Ionian Islands. That seems like a natural fit. Army of India needs another commander. See, this guy's wounded, which gives him extra morale loss, which I don't love. This guy's shell-shocked. That's even worse. We'll go with this guy. Can we get someone better? Cautious Pillager, Nihilist. Yeah, that's fine. And there's Dreadnoughts. So, let's go ahead. For Hell on Earth and Event, launch an inquiry. Let's go ahead and get our fleets upgrading. Can't upgrade to Dreadnoughts. From Ironclads. We gotta recreate all this. That's a pain. I really feel like those should be able to upgrade into each other. I feel like it should. I feel like that's a no-brainer. Alright, in any case. I was improving my production methods in the West Indies to accommodate the relatively low amount of available labor in those areas. Alright, and we're in review for the censorship law. Okay. Ending the slave trade. We've seen this event before, but let's read it again. Harley Johnston, leader of the trade unions and a well-known opponent of the global slave trade, argues that our colonial ambitions in East Angola should be leveraged towards ending the practice on the continent. Ending slavery within our own borders is a meager victory in the grand perspective of human history. As long as there will be countries in the world willing to sell slaves, there will be countries coming to buy them, and vice versa. The concept must be stamped out so wherever it can be found, so that eventually it can be stamped out in the human soul itself. We have a duty to end slavery wherever our power reaches. It's going to increase colonial growth speed. Cassandra is going to be fully colonized pretty soon, so that's just fine. Alright, I think I did East Borneo already. Let's just make sure. Yes, we did. Alright. North Borneo. Another revolt in the Trucial States. I have to say, it doesn't seem like the people of the Trucial States are very happy with our rule. And honestly, I can't understand why. We're bringing them so much... Let's go with prosperity? That didn't help. I am going to deal with that in 1 second. I just want to remember to do this. Alright. We'll put the Army of Australia on the case. Perfect. Finances are doing a lot better. Investment pool is still growing. Construction of the skyscraper completed. Touching the sky. Construction of the London skyscraper in the home counties is complete. The first building of its type in the world that dominates the skyline and inspires all who gaze upon it. My skyscraper would not have been possible without the hard work and grit of the thousands of people who dedicated themselves to its construction. Of course, as the chief architect, I had perhaps more impact than most. One might even say the lion's share of the credit is mine. In fact, this pinnacle of human achievement, this new Babel, was born entirely from the imaginations of my mind. Look upon my works, ye mighty, and despair. British architecture is second to none. Big ol' prestige bonus. Huzzah. Alright, I think at this point we can... I'm going to leave these two armies mobilized for now. From a tech perspective, we're still increasing our naval stuff. After that, we're going to grab wargaming, and I think at that point it's going to be time for NCO training, because I got to get myself some squad infantry, and that's going to be really important in terms of keeping competitive in the late game military situation. War propaganda will give us reduced morale loss. That's pretty nice. Ooh. Anglican Church is happy. Probably because of all the censorship we're doing. Obviously the intelligentsia are salty, but that kind of can't be avoided when we're doing ourselves a big ol' censorship. The United States is winning its war against Mexico, which is unfortunate, but, you know. Alright, so what else... What do we want to do? I kind of want to grab a hold of Zulu and Oranje. And Congo. I also want to grab Oyo. That whole supply thing I was having over here seems to have sorted itself out. It's me or them. Lionel Pladel Bouverie, leader of the ruling Petite Bourgeoisie, has had enough of compromising with his coalition partners. He has demanded that either his collaborators follow his orders, the Petite Bourgeoisie will never approve of their changes. That's what leaders are for, right? I lead, you follow. Seems rather simple to me. If they wanted to lead, they could have been leaders themselves, but I guess no one thought they could. It's my way or the highway. What a ridiculous thing to say. They get salty and he loses popularity. Or very well, the Petite Bourgeoisie shall be the leading force. This angers the armed forces and the industrialists. I'm going to say that's ridiculous. Two arms. That's... Sorry, dude. You're not special. End of spring. The international trend of radical thought and revolutionary sentiments is coming to an end. Perhaps it is too early for us to agree whether our attempts ended in success or failure. I would like to believe that we set in motion forces which will continue to advance our goals long after the fires of this era have gone out. The world is changing. The springtime of the peoples is permanently dead. Alright, excellent. Eastern New Guinea pipeline will contribute to the funding of this project. That's going to make the industrialists pleased. So, I'm just going to make sure that I think all of our mines can live with rail transport. Not quite all of them. I think those ones are going to be more productive. Despite the projections, these places are going to be better off with rail transport. And then Soup Donkey is going to cost engines. Investment Pool is producing a bunch more motor industries, right? Not as many as I would like. Rubber Rush event. This seems to be most effective. I have to say, I think it might be time to start. I think it might be time to work on annexing some of these chronically unstable puppet states that we've got. They just don't seem to be able to sort themselves out, and these continuous wars are not great. San Marco, do you want a defensive pact? Only for an obligation. That's okay. Capitalist revolt in Transvaal. We'll go ahead and grab the army of Canada and the army of the Mediterranean. No, we can just have the army of Canada deal with it. Army of the Mediterranean can get demobilized. We're not in a rush with them. The United States and Egypt are in a war. Oh, Egypt is supporting Mexico in their war. That's wild. Let's look at local electricity prices and see. Because I think we can definitely get some textile mills operating on electrified methods. In some of these areas. And there's Destroyer. So why are you... Okay. West Country definitely needs more power plants. Yorkshire definitely doesn't. They should be flexing thoroughly up now. Wow, that's a lot of levels. Golly. I mean, these plants are trying to hire. Oil is still fairly affordable in our market. We should have censorship pop pretty soon. And there's censorship. Government petition completed. Arming the natives. We've discovered that our rivals in Russia have been arming Kasanji natives in East Angola. This is likely to impede our efforts to conquer the region. The Kasanji natives have never welcomed our presence, but without the means to mount a truly effective resistance, we've paid them little heed in their objections. The addition of Russian munitions to the equation comes with the frightening possibility that we must face them on equal terms. If they want to fight, they'll get one. That's okay. We're almost done colonizing this area. In fact, I think the time is beginning to continue to scale back our investment in colonial stuff. War of Transvaal just popped. The Army of Canada's just arrived here. Is the Army of Canada on defense? No, it is not. Trucial proletarian revolt has been crushed. Arbor discovered in Congo Oriental. This place seems to be most effective. And our reputation is almost back to 0 infamy, so hopefully we can... Okay, so Trucial States... You're our what? Our dominion. Can't reduce your autonomy because we're in a war. Alright. So once this war is over, I'm going to take a run at... Once both of these wars are over, I'm going to take a run at reducing autonomy in these places so that we can get them properly annexed and then we can take them over, because these rebellions are ridiculous. There's the Miskito Liberal Revolt. They just can't get their stuff together in terms of getting things going. What if we... Who's ruling in the Trucial States? The Trucial States is a sheikdom under the landowners. What if we... Is there a regime change? There is a regime change. What if we change their regime? No. The governments of Great Britain and Trucial States are too ideologically similar. Shame. Let's look into... mechanizing wood production in the home country. Very good. Alright, that's been effective. Wales. That one will not be effective because Welsh electricity is too expensive. Yorkshire. It's better, much better. Highlands. Absolutely better. East Anglia. Better. Lowlands. Doing better. Ulster. Wonderful. Munster. Leinster. And Connaught. Don't have power plants in Jamaica. Probably should build them there. Let's try pushing the button, Wales. Okay, and that is actually better, even though the game thinks it won't be. So that's provided us with plenty more wood. And the rest of our places are places that we haven't mechanized yet. Slovene people moving to Ulster. Excellent. Yeah, we're getting a lot of people immigrating, which I'm pleased about. So if we went to a chainsaws method, no, that would not be effective. It's going to take coal and engines, which we of course are short of on all accounts. Fascist Cape Colonies. Well, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. in any case, we're slowly trying to get our production methods modernized so that we can continue to be a very productive modern economy while we put down these revolts. That is going to have to be the end of today's episode, however, because we just have to we have to put a pin in it. I can't play forever. I wish I could play forever, but I can't. Overall, things are going really well. We've had a significant uptick in standard of living, which I'm pleased about. Economy is continuing to grow at a rapid rate, and our ratio of loyalists to radicals is actually really, really solid. Before we go here, I'm going to build us up some power plants in the West Indies. West Indies. And that's going to really help those situations overall. Yeah, we're going to make those coal-fired. I do need to work on improving production methods in Belgium as well. Actually, let's... in the Netherlands as well. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. So at least start with the tooling workshops. Cool. Excellent. Alright. That should be enough for now. We'll do more next episode. And for tonight, I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you all on the other side.